Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your general love reading. These are timeless, so whenever you see the video is when you're supposed to see it. I'm going to pull some oracle cards, and then we'll get into the tarot, and I will reference side 1 and side 2, and you can pick which side you are resonating more to. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll see when more videos are posted. First we have Rainbow Blessings. Blessings are showering your life, side 1. Side 2, taking shelter. The answers are within. Next we have, on side 1, perfect acceptance. Side 2, oblivion, open your arms. Nice. Yeah, I definitely feel like side 2 is probably an empath. And maybe they've gotten a shot of other people's emotions, so they've like closed off just a little bit. I mean, both of you could be intuitives, so. Because I see perfect acceptance, and sometimes it's hard to accept yourself when you feel so much like push from the outside world. So we on side 1 we have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change, and maybe that comes from someone who's tried to push things to go the way that they want, and that's definitely not how the universe works, although I myself have tried. Honesty on the second side. I cannot always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you'll find that if you expect yourself to be honest, you'll start to draw people who are more honest, and you'll see when honesty is being given to you. You'll be more perceptive as far as when people are being honest with you. So on side 1 we have the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, Judgment. Side 2, the 5 of Pentacles, the World, and the 10 of Swords. So on side 1, I'm not going with genders here. On side 1 I see kind of a dual relationship where someone was the earner and someone was the energy, someone was the passion, and then it's like there was a judgment call that had to be made. Like, it's almost like there was a battle of who could give more, and someone only gave so they could get credit. But that came from someone's insecurity as far as they're not sure how to be a part of a relationship. So they just give and give and give so that they'll have that to hold over the person's head later. But I did all this, so tally it up or something. It's like they were giving so that they could keep score or something like that. And then the other person, I'm going to say this, hopefully no kids are listening, but it's like the other person, their giving was done more or less in the bedroom. So it's like, yeah, you're giving me these things, but yet I'm the one who's always stimulating you in these other areas. I'm the one who's always asking for this or getting things going in this way. So it's like there was a struggle. There was a definite struggle. And then on side 2, you have the 5 of Pentacles, where this person was just at a loss. They felt like they were at a loss in the relationship, like you guys were going through a loss together and just could not make ends meet, whether it was financially, or emotionally. And I mean, since the World card is here, you guys could have been from different backgrounds, or that could have been an interest of your guys to go see the world together. Maybe that's what brought you guys together, was a mutual interest in going to see the world together. But ultimately, I mean, you have the Ten of Swords, which meant there was just too many fights. And I mean, that was on both of your sides. Like, you just felt like it was all talk and no show. The relationship was just all talk and no show. So it felt good at the beginning, and it seemed like you guys had a lot in common, but ultimately it was just like, it just did not feel the way that it should. And I can't find that there's blame on one person's side. I feel like it's a mutual agreement, you know, like, hey, this is just not working. It's not how it should be. So it feels like both of you went through relationships. Both of you went through serious relationships. So we have on their side, or side one, just side one, whichever you're resonating with is fine. Their cards are clarified by the Seven of Discs, the Two of Discs, and the Eight of Swords. So the person who was the earner and bought all the gifts really felt they were the biggest. They made more money, and the other person in the relationship really felt like, you know what, that's great that you're making all that money and everything, but I'm giving more energetically. And they were really forced to make a decision. And then Judgment is clarified by the Eight of Swords. It was like that person felt bound to this, and maybe they were a little financially tied at one point, but they got free. They got their freedom finally. Doing laundry during this was not a good idea, so I apologize for that. They finally got their freedom. And I think in one way, the person who was the bigger earner was like, how could you even compare that to this to that? You know, I make this much money. They had a little ego about it. So we have a Tower moment on side 2, and then the Magician, and then the High Priestess. So both of you, so on side 2, let's just deal with that first. There was the Tower moment. That feeling of loss and that struggle really created a Tower moment. And then maybe one of you finally did get to the point where you could move away and experience that dream, but the other one couldn't go. The other one couldn't go too. And so that really ultimately ended the relationship. I mean, one of you could have gotten to where you could teach English in another country, or one of you somehow got to where you could realize that dream of either moving to another country or something to do with another language or another country, or something to that effect. Or maybe, like I said, they had a different background than you. And then the High Priestess comes where it clarifies the Ten of Swords. So divinity really stepped in. You've manifested, and divinity stepped in and gave you this feeling like, look, this is where this ends. This relationship happened for a reason, and it really happened to set things in motion to where it made you a different person. In a good way. It made you learn, you know? And on side 2, I'm going to reiterate, the answers are within. Open your arms. You can't always expect truth from others, but you can't expect it from yourself. So maybe they lied to you. Maybe they said they were from another country, but they weren't really. And that's what drew you guys together to begin with. You said you wanted to visit Italy, and they were like, oh, well, I'm from Italy. You know, something like that. And then side 1, blessings are showering your life. Perfect acceptance. And I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. It's crazy how those two cards both say acceptance on them. And then we have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So you guys, this connection is being brought about so that you guys can experience what a soulmate feels like. And you will have different soulmates in your life. Who's to say how long this one will last? If it's the forever kind of soulmate, or if it's the one that's just gonna last for like 5-10 years or so. But it feels like it has some weight to it. Just looking at what's come out so far, you guys have been through a bunch. I feel like you could learn a lot from each other. So I have inner worlds. Your external world is a reflection of your inner world. And that's absolutely true. So Aquarius, what I have for you is, regardless of what side you feel more resonates with your situation, this person will come in and they're gonna feel grounded to you. They're not gonna feel flighty. I feel like that your last relationship felt unhinged. It felt like it wasn't tied down anywhere. And maybe that's what unsettled you after a while. Maybe it felt fun at first, but that person did not feel like they had ties anywhere. And maybe that's what you're wanting now. I've got one more card I'm going to pull from my iffy deck. So I have the King of Swords. So people are going to be watching you. They're going to be watching the moves you make. And what I get from this is the person that you're interested in could be younger than you. And that's going to meet some negativity from someone you may consider a mother or an ex-wife or something like that. So be wary of that, but follow your heart. Really follow your heart and don't be afraid. I see open your arms, and I'm going to show you these cards because perfect acceptance and then acceptance. So you can't change someone's age, all right? They're going to be the age they are. And just because they're younger than you it's not going to change who they are on the inside. Small message for someone out there. So that's what I have for you today, Aquarius. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time.